We are watching the most powerful technology in human history get built in real time. But, the real question isn't what it can do. It's who is building it. And this isn't a story about code. No, it's a story about power, about trust, and ultimately about the values that are going to shape all of our futures. So let's just ask it plainly. Who's in the driver's seat here? This isn't just some tech question. It is probably the most important leadership question of our time. The very people building this stuff think its impact could be on the scale of the Industrial Revolution, or maybe even nuclear weapons. And when the stakes are that high, the character of the person at the helm, well, that matters more than just about anything else. To really get a feel for those stakes, we have to look at the absolute drama that went down inside the world's most influential AI lab, OpenAI. In late 2023, a huge battle for control just exploded out into the open, and boy, did it reveal some unsettling truths about who's really calling the shots. I mean, it was a whirlwind. In just 5 days, a decision made to hold a leader accountable was completely steamrolled by massive corporate and employee pressure. A board, which was specifically designed to provide oversight for the public good, was just gone, replaced. So you have to ask yourself, what could have been so serious that they took such a drastic step to begin with? Well, we're not talking about minor disagreements here. According to a former board member, Helen Toner, this was a whole pattern of deception that made it impossible for them to do their jobs. I mean, can you imagine? The board, whose entire job was to ensure safety, was kept completely in the dark about the biggest product launch in a decade. They found out about ChatGPT on Twitter, just like the rest of us. And this apparently wasn't just some isolated incident. Journalists and former colleagues have reported similar chaotic and deceptive behavior at his previous startups. We're talking 3 times, at 3 different organizations, where the people who worked closest with him reached the exact same troubling conclusion about his leadership. And after that whole crisis, the very safeguards that were supposed to make sure AI was developed responsibly, well, they were taken apart one by one. The team dedicated to preventing a rogue AI disbanded, and departing employees who might have wanted to speak out were allegedly threatened. Sign lifelong gag orders or lose your equity. But here's the thing. This whole move fast and break things philosophy isn't the only way to do it. There's another company, Anthropic, founded by former OpenAI folks, and they are trying to chart a much more cautious course. They've drawn some hard lines, they've prioritized safety, and they've been really open about needing a sober, evidence-based approach to all these risks. This really shows a fundamentally different philosophy. Instead of releasing their newest, most powerful model to the public for all the hype, you know what Anthropic did? They gave it to cybersecurity partners. And their goal wasn't a big product launch, it was to find and fix vulnerabilities in the world's critical software. They chose collective security over hype. So why the mad dash? Is this all just about the personalities of a few CEOs? Well, historian Yuval Noah Harari argues it's something systemic, something he calls a paradox of trust. Think about it. The very leaders building AI are doing it because they don't trust their human rivals. Yet, they are forced to place incredible trust in the unpredictable, kind of alien intelligence they're creating. It's a real contradiction. And that competitive logic, it just creates a global arms race. The fear that some rival nation or company will get there first becomes way bigger than the fear of the technology itself. And when that happens, safety suddenly takes a backseat to speed. Because in a race, the only thing that really matters is winning. But what if we're looking at this all wrong? What if the problem isn't the technology or even the leaders, but the values we're feeding into it? Mo Gaudet, a former exec at Google, makes this chilling point. AI is showing up at a moment when our own collective ethics, they're at a pretty low point. He has this great analogy. AI's intelligence is neutral. It's like a superpower. Think of Superman. And what matters is how it's raised. So who's raising it? Well, we are. Every single online interaction, every biased article, every angry comment, that's a lesson. We are collectively parenting the most powerful intelligence ever, and it's learning from all our behavior, the good and the bad. And that idea, it completely flips the script, doesn't it? It shifts the focus from just passively hoping we get good, ethical leaders to us actively taking responsibility for the world that AI is learning from. We just can't afford to cross our fingers and hope for the best. The stakes are way, way too high. So, what does taking responsibility actually look like? Well, first, we can demand accountability through real regulation. Second, We can push for clear international red lines on what AI should never be used for. And third, and this might be the most important one, we have to model the ethics we want AI to learn, because every single interaction is a lesson. So if you boil it all down, the real takeaway is this. The most important work on AI safety isn't just happening in some high-tech lab. It's happening in our daily lives, in the ethics we choose to practice, and the digital world we all create together. The moral compass of AI, it's just going to be a reflection of our own. Thanks for digging into all this with me. The future of AI isn't set in stone, and we all have a role to play in steering it towards a place that benefits all of us. If you want to learn more, you can find links to all the sources we used right down in the description.
Getting to the heart of the matter isn't always easy, but here we always look for the essence. Thank you for your time and your curiosity. Subscribe for more answers, and as always, thanks for watching.